Alaikum everybody, welcome to another Quran study. Today we'll be reading from Surah 6 verse 151. Let's all seek refuge in God from Satan the rejected. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. 151. The major commandments. Say, come, let me tell you what your Lord has really prohibited for you. You shall not set up idols besides him. You shall honor your parents. You shall not kill your children from fear of poverty. We provide for you and for them. You shall not commit gross sins. Idols besides him. You shall honor your parents. You shall not kill your children from fear of poverty. We provide for you and for them. You shall not commit gross sins, obvious or hidden. You shall not kill. God has made life sacred, except in the course of justice. These are his commandments to you that you may understand. So these are some of the major commandments in the Quran, especially if we see the not falling into idol worship, because if we do that, all our works will be nullified, right? So this is the most important commandment. It was the first commandment as well in the previous scriptures, and not setting up any other gods beside God, as gods. No idols. Don't idolize anything. And you shall not kill your children for fear of poverty. So things like abortion are prohibited. It's equivalent to murder, right? And in the context of how people do it today, they just because they don't want the baby for whatever reason, or they hate life or something, or they think they end up killing their children out of fear of poverty. This is quite common. You see this, and it's prohibited. Because it's murder. And we have in Surah 81, we have the example. One of the examples. Real thing. These are real things that actually still happen today. You see it in the Middle East as well. Sorry, we got disconnected there. But yeah, we're not supposed to worry about our provisions, because God is the only provider. That's one of his names, his attributes, and he provides for us. And so we have to, we recognize this, and we don't worry about. Because if you are worrying about your provisions and these other things, it reflects this, if you're worried about where they come from or if they're going to be given to you, that reflects a form of disbelief in God's attributes, because we have to believe in all his attributes that he provides for all of us, our food, our shelter, our provisions. And then, you shall not commit gross sins, obvious or hidden. You shall not kill, except in the course of justice. And this is, it's also important too. So, there's obvious sins and there's also hidden sins. So hidden sins, in this in this respect, could be things we're not so aware about, right? We may not know we're sinning in the respect, or even, or sins that are not, maybe there's a couple of different ways to look at this, but in the obvious sins, right? Because there's obvious and hidden. So